if you are listening to this conversation, or if you are watching and understanding this conversation, there is only one reason. That reason is because you are educated. You have education. That's why you can understand English. You can listen. You can understand what we are talking about. Think about it. There are 25 to 30 million children in this digital age in Pakistan, only in Pakistan, who are out of school system. They they do not have that. They did not have that opportunity of education. These children, they are living there for ages and ages. So I spent a year I researched what is the problem, how we can resolve the issue. I looked at different models in India, in Bangladesh, in South America, all educational model, technology models. Your problem statement is a bunch of kids living in Wild West, in remote Wild West, disconnected with the rest of the America, no internet, no electricity, no education, how you can provide them the education. So this
You
was the,
basically picked the most challenged population, right?
yes,
I mean, it's
yes,
not just setting up a school in a village where there is no school, but actually
yes,
where there's absolutely no access to, like you said, internet, to electricity,
yes,
even maybe water for that matter. No schools
yes.
for miles and miles, right? Assalamu alaikum. This is Amina. I'm back with a new episode of New Wave Global. They say that superheroes don't walk around in capes. The one that I'm just about to introduce you certainly does not wear one, but he has been going around changing lives for a long time now. I have with me Dr. Shahid Qamar. Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Qamar, and thank you for joining me today.
Walaikum salam, Dr. Amna. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Of course, it's my pleasure. So just a quick introduction. I know I don't have adequate words to describe what he's done so far, but he started off by obtaining his MS in physics from Punjab University. So he stems from Pakistan, as you can tell. He obtained his MPhil in physics from Quaid-e-Azam University, and then went on and obtained his PhD in biophysics from Arizona State University, USA. These are all his educational qualifications, but he has more than 25 years of experience in teaching and research. He's very actively involved in social and community-based projects in US since he's moved here in 1995. But he's kept very strong ties to educational and social projects in Pakistan, and he's been very, very actively involved in them. He is also a founder of Pakistan Society for Computational Sciences, High School Summer Sciences Research Program, and Teach a Kid Make Individual Life, a TAKMIL program. That's what we're here to talk about today. It's an extremely innovative educational model, and I'm still grappling with the idea of how he has managed to set up a very, very high-tech remote learning system for and forgotten, uneducated, illiterate youth of Pakistan by developing a model of remote learning. It's astounding. I'm not going to take away the limelight from him, and I'm going to let him talk to you about his brainchild, TAKMIL. Dr. Qamar, if you could briefly tell us about how you came up with this idea and what was the motivation behind it? What was the ideology behind TAKMIL?
Thank you so much, Dr. Amna, for introduction. And so idea about TAKMIL, if you are listening to this conversation, or if you are watching and understanding this conversation, there is only one reason, because that reason is because you are educated. You have education. That's why you can understand English. You can listen. You can understand what we are talking about. If you take out that one day from your life when your parents picked up your hand and dropped you at school, if you take out that day from your life, then where would you see yourself? Would you see yourself here and sitting in United States, North America as a doctor, engineer, scientist? Or would you see yourself somewhere in the streets of Lahore, Karachi, Islamabad, begging and doing some child labor? Or would you see yourself in some remote areas of Pakistan? Look at your journey. Your parent, they were educated and they sent you to school. but maybe your grandparent, they were not educated, or even your grandparent, they were not educated. But at one point, some one person in your family, they took this initiative and dropped you or your parents or your grandparents to the school. And because of that small action, you are here. Think about it. There are 25 to 30 million children in this digital age in Pakistan, only in Pakistan, who are out of school system. They they do not have that. They did not have that opportunity of education. These children, they are living there for ages and ages. And when I look at myself, coming from Pakistan, a humble background from Lahore, from public school and private school, and coming to US, I found myself very privileged and fortunate. And I know how I ended up here. I know my journey. How did it happen? But why? I don't know. ऐसा क्यों हुआ? I have no idea. To answer this question, why did it happen? I started to look at the reason, and then I looked in Pakistan. Who are those children who couldn't make to this point, who couldn't make to primary school, high school, or university, or college, or US? And when I was looking for the solution, I realized that 25 to 30 million children in Pakistan living in the remote areas, they just do not have access to education. So because I have a science background, I'm a science student, so I picked it up as a research problem. So I spent a year I researched what is the problem, how we can resolve the issue. I looked at different models in India, in Bangladesh, in South America, all educational model, technology model. Your problem statement is a bunch of kids living in Wild West, in remote Wild West, disconnected with the rest of the America, no internet, no electricity, no education. How you can provide them the education? So this
You
was the
basically pick the most challenged population, right? I
yes,
mean, it's
yes,
not just setting up a school in a village where there is no school, but actually
yes,
where there's absolutely no access to, like you said, internet, to electricity,
yes,
even maybe water for that matter. No schools
yes.
for miles and miles, right?
Yes, sure. That was the problem statement. So being a science student, we always look at the problem which are not solved, and you try to solve this problem. And that was my scientific problem. Okay, let's solve this problem.
So that was basically the ideology. That was the thought process behind that. You want to target that population, which people are not even thinking of, let alone trying to help. So how did you go about identifying this population? Because I know sitting here in US, I don't know where these people are, and I'm sure a lot of people who are here, in fact, people who live in Pakistan are probably unaware of this population. So how did you go about identifying that this is the area, these are the areas that I need to focus on or target?
Hmm. Uh, so sometimes it happens when you are walking, you are at a crossroad, not crossroad, but at Y cross. So you have two paths. One path is very neat and clear, heavily traveled. Most of the people follow that. Another path is less traveled, no gravel, nothing. Because 99.9% people, they took that path, which is more clear and visible. But I took the other path.
Yeah.
I took the other path. Okay, let's try. Nobody traveled this path. Let's see what happens. So when I traveled that path, the very first challenge I had, how do I identify the children? So instead of going through the traditional method, I first looked at it, how technology can help,
Mm-hmm.
how I can identify those species. What would be the best? I knew that there are kids, but how to identify it? So that is the technology part. But before I implement the technology, I used my social media, and I looked around the people living in that part of the world. So starting from scratch, I found few people living in the remote area. When I started this project, after a year, people, they got to know that, oh, something is happening. Then they approached me.
Mm-hmm.
Then I worked with them. Then we learned. every single day we learn how we can entrench in these communities, how we can reach out these communities. We found local people, local organizations, technologies, social media. But now, Alhamdulillah, it's been a 7 year now. Now
Mhm.
we are on auto. Now people, they are approaching us and they know that the TAKMIL is an organization who are providing education in the remote area of the Pakistan. And we are collaborating with some local organization. So, but this is very, very small number of children we are serving at the moment. But if you are looking at the 30 million children, we don't know where, even government of Pakistan, they don't have the data.
Yeah, that's what I
When
was
government
saying.
of Pakistan, they don't have they have the data. Okay, this house is getting financial aid from government of Pakistan, but they don't have the data like from where how many children are there.
Yeah.
So I'm working on some app which can identify that this house has potential number of out of school children in the remote area.
So a large population of these students still remains unidentified, basically.
Yes.
So the other thing, which I think everybody would like to understand, is the model. What is the setup? How do you actually do this remote learning? How
Mhm.
does it actually happen?
Yeah. So when I was working in this model, I learned two things. One is the child brain is developed in 90% brain develops in first 5 years, and next 10% develops in next 5 years. So within 10 years, a human brain develops. After that, it's just a matter of training.
Mhm.
So we are following the traditional teaching method. For example, it's a 400 years teaching method that your 5 year can go to first grade, 6 year can go to seven, and third and fourth. But the science says that our brain is developed at the age of 5, 90%.
Mm.
Well, so if your brain is developed, then when does it mean? It means that it's just a matter of training. If you can train your brain, you can learn whatever you want to learn. For example, you don't know how to cook biryani. You don't know how to drive a bike. You don't know how to swim. Even if you are at age of 35 or 40, you try to cook biryani first time, you will mess up. You will try again, you will mess up. Third time, fourth time, and fifth time, you will learn, okay, I need this amount of rice, this amount of spicy, this amount of flame, everything and the timing, and you learn it. So
Hmm.
it means that you are training your neural network. Now, your neural network at the age of 35 and a child neural network at the age of 5, they work in the same manner because his brain is already developed, which means that if I can train the neural network, they can learn. So these children are between the age of 5 and 14. They
Hmm.
already missed the school bus. You cannot teach them. So I squeeze the fifth grade, first to fifth grade curriculum in 1 year,
Uh-huh.
and I develop the whole curriculum. So the technology which I use, if I can show you, I put all the curriculum in this small box. This
Wow.
is Raspberry Pi. This Raspberry Pi has each and everything in here. All
Mhm.
the curriculum, lesson plan, assessment, everything is there. Then I power it up with solar panel. So this is my school. Think
Hmm.
this is the school. This is a brick and mortar school. It has 5 grades of education, even
Wow.
8 grades of education.
It's a magic box.
It doesn't have electricity, so I power it with the solar energy, right?
Hmm.
Then I hook it up with this projector, right?
Okay.
So I put this box and I hook it up projector and I transfer the signal on the wall.
Mm.
So my delivery is done. So it has mathematics, English, science, STEM education, everything, and the lesson plan is delivered on the wall. My next question is, if I can deliver, then students are sitting there, they are watching all the videos based on the curriculum. But how do I know that what did they learn?
Yeah,
I have
the
so I created Android application and I gave them a small tab, right? So they pick this tab and they connect to this box using Bluetooth, and they can log into this box using, and they take their assessment, and all the data is their assessment data is here, right? And now the teacher, the facilitator, he also takes this tab and get connected to this box, and do all the work, but whatever he has to do. For example, register the student and calculation, whatever he has to do. Now, all this data is here in this box, right? I unplug it, and I take this box where I have a mobile signal,
Okay.
internet, and then it's connected to the internet, and I push one button, it transmits the data. When it transmits the data comes to the cloud, an Azure cloud. And now I'm sitting here, I can see, okay, a child sitting in Sindh, a child sitting in KPK, a child sitting in Balochistan or Punjab, what is their learning curve? What did they learn? What are their score and grade based on their gender, based on their age, based on their religion, based on their ethnicity, based on their language, everything. So I know sitting here how they are. This is how it's working. And we call it a box, a school in a box. It's a very small box in a school. School in a
That's
box.
amazing. That's incredible. It's just mind-boggling, to be honest. Um, Congratulations. I'm really impressed, and as I'm sure everybody who's listening to this conversation would be equally impressed. So, the other question I had was, I know you have this learning model, you've been teaching students. So does your curriculum work in tandem with the regional curriculum or this, the state board curriculum? And have they been approved by the state? And let's say the kids that you teach, do they end up, or are they qualified enough to then continue education in actual physical schools or wherever they can go?
Yeah. So the first 5 years when I was developing this model, there are a lot of, I had to collect a lot of data because you are talking about a disruption in the system, in the educational system, which is
Correct.
400 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, look at, put yourself in a business person, if you are running a couple of private or public schools, and you are providing education, primary education in 5 years, and if I come to you and say, hey, I can provide this in 1 year, you will kick me out.
Of course,
So
yeah.
it was a disruption in the system. It took me 5 years to make my case. I have to collect the data, I have to reproduce the data, then I have to make my case in front of the public and the community and the federal and provincial government. The first time when our graduates, when our students, they completed their primary education in first year, in 1 year, we talked to the provincial government and they said, how, and which we know, how come you can teach them 5 years in 1 year?
Yes.
And not certify them. I said, okay, why do you care about how long it took? Why don't you assess them? Pass your exam, then let them go. They said, okay, that's what we can do. So we paid them and they came and they assessed our student and every child passed and they said, oh, wow, your children are even better than our eighth grader. So
Wow.
they test them and they went to the public school because now a child is at the age of 10. He has a 5 year of education in 1 year. Now he can go to the sixth grade.
Wow.
If no school available, then we put them in the sixth grade, seventh and third. So 6 months, it takes 6 months for sixth grade and 6 months to seventh and 6 months, eighth. So in 2.5 years, they qualify middle exam, like eighth grade. Then we put them in the high school, which is ninth or 10th grade. So this is what happened first 5 years. But now when single national curriculum come into existence, so we mapped our curriculum with a single national. Now, curriculum means that we can implement it everywhere in Pakistan. We do not need any certification. It's approved by the federal government of Pakistan. As long as we can tell now, okay, this is our curriculum, then the provincial government, they don't have any problem. So now it is approved by the government of Pakistan. Government of Pakistan basically officially approved. They said, oh, wow. So now single national curriculum, we can teach in 5 years and we can teach in 1 year. And now they are recommending other organizations, hey guys, this is another modification in the curriculum. If you have a group of children who already missed the school bus, this is the model which you can implement and push them so that they give them a jump start so that they can go to the regular school.
So you basically catch them up to the conventional educational model, and it's been approved, and it's very streamlined at the moment. And whatever grade school is available in the area, your children are qualified enough to go and become a part of it without a problem. That's Very incredible. So the other thing I was thinking about, and I had a question, was I know you developed this model, but you are mostly US based. A lot of your people who are actively involved in your organization, I know there's another person who's very actively involved, is based in Canada. So who are essentially your feet on the ground in Pakistan?
So organization is basically registered in 3 different countries. In US as a 501(c)(3), in
Mm-hmm.
Canada under CRA, and in Pakistan under Society Act. So we have 3 different boards. Canada has its own board, US has its own board, and Pakistan has its own board. And officially they don't talk to each other, but
Okay.
under the we talk. On ground, I have a team of 126 people
Mm-hmm.
in teachers. I have a program manager who she is basically HR, not HR. She has an MBA, and so she's in Pakistan. So she leads the whole project. She is supported by 6, 7 other people, like in media, in curriculum, in data, in assessment, everything. So she's supported by those. So
Okay.
all these people, they are supported by regional coordinators. I have 5 regional coordinators, 1 KPK, Punjab, Sindh, Balochistan, and GB. And the 1 regional coordinator is supported by 10 coordinators. So 1 coordinator have 10 schools.
Okay.
So 1 coordinator, for example, in Balochistan, he has 10 schools. So he manages 10 schools. And then he is managed by a regional coordinator, and the regional coordinator is managed by my team sitting in Islamabad. So I have 99% my family members are all girls. So they are working from home. So every single day at 7 o'clock in the morning, I wake up 7 o'clock. I wake up at 5 o'clock, work 2 hours. Then at 7 o'clock, I have a stand-up call with my team in Islamabad. And then I work with them. So they report me whatever has happened during the day, everything. We have a very extensive reporting system. Each and every day is documented. And then I give them some direction. So my co-founder, Zainab Khan, she is a PhD student in neuroscience. So
Mm-hmm.
she is based in Calgary, Canada. So before, I mean, till December 31st, she was with me in operations in
Mm-hmm.
Pakistan. But
Mm-hmm.
from January 1st, she is more taking care of the North America operation because we are establishing different chapters. So she's taking care of the North America businesses. She's not in, but she was a part of that, the same. So I'm taking care of all operation in Pakistan
Mm-hmm.
plus North America, and she's taking care of all the North America operation.
So it sounds like that although the organization is set up across continents, but there is a very well-oiled and established communication system. You're communicating on a daily basis and going over even the minute details on a daily basis, and that's how it's kept together and well run. And there's no, despite the distances, there are actually no lapses.
Yes, we take the advantage of technology
Yeah.
and internet. This is the beauty of this project, that even we are sitting here, but still we can get the job done, and we are managing 170 schools.
Very efficient system. And it's not only me saying this, it seems like that your organization has been very well recognized. In fact, it was one of the organizations that was recognized by President Biden for its social and community work. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, last year, I think every year Biden administration picks few organizations who are working in nonprofit sector
Mm-hmm.
and in health and education and poverty within US and out of US. And because TAKMIL is a nonprofit 501c registered in US for the last since 2016. So last year they picked up TAKMIL and they awarded a gold medal because of its work in developing countries, especially in education. And we got a letter and the gold medal from Biden administration.
Oh, congratulations again for such a great effort. So far, just for people to understand, what has your been outreach? How many students have you been able to teach? How many are still in your schools? And what's your ultimate goal? I know you want to reach everybody, but what is your stepwise goal, as you may say it?
So as far as impact is concerned, so far, I think if I, from day one, from January 7, 2017 to till January 30th, 2024, I think we touched 10,000 students in different capacities.
Okay.
But many students, they graduated, they moved out. Many
Mhm.
students finished in the halfway, they moved out. Many students, they moved out to different schools. But
Mhm.
at the moment, we are running about 160 plus schools, and we have about 5,500 students who we serve every single day. This is very a small number of students. If you look at the problem, the gravity of the problem is so huge.
Yeah.
We are not here to provide education, just education. We are here to develop a system so that the coming generation can get benefit out of that.
Yeah.
One thing I learned that if you really solve the problem, then you have to look in such, you use a lens which can give you visibility maybe 25 years from now. What would
Mhm.
happen 25 years from now? So luckily, Pakistan would be celebrating its 100th birthday in 2047, which is exactly 25, 26 years from now. So we are working on that model, that
Okay.
25 years from now, there should not be even a single child who would be out of school system. This would be a giant venture, Pakistan government, provincial government, federal government, profit, non-profit organization. It would be a giant venture. But we want to play our role in one small niche, which is the remote areas.
Yeah.
When I say remote areas, mean that there are 25 children, average age 5 and 14. Provincial government would not go there. Federal government would not go there. Any private and public sector would not go. Even nonprofit would not go there because
Mhm.
nobody's there to see them. So we have the opportunity and benefit that if nobody's going there, it's the less traveled path. Let's go that path and follow it and get the job done. So this is our mission and vision that by year 2047, we want to get the job done, especially in the remote area of Pakistan.
A very noble goal. And I know you keep mentioning it's a less traveled path, but it's obviously also the more difficult path, and there's a reason it's less traveled because people are deterred by it. So just the fact that you decided to take up on such a huge endeavor in itself is commendable. Dr. Qamar, I would like you to wrap up this discussion by telling us and Pakistani and Asian diaspora in general how we can help you in your efforts.
So, like I said before, this is not a one-man show. This is a joint venture, and everybody has to pay his or her attention and contribution and provide support. Few people like me or my team, we are on ground and we are trying to get the job done. We are working day and night. Few people, they help us in logistic, everything. But 99.9% of the people, they provide us moral support and financial support.
Mhm.
Um, I think that many people think that you cannot get the job done unless you have the financial support. I think that financial support is at the fourth level. First, you have a commitment. Second, you have a vision. And third, you put the efforts. Once you have the commitment and you know what to do, and then you put the efforts, then the money will come. And when I gave my elevator pitch in October 2016, and it was really elevator pitch. And
Okay.
if you give me time, I want to really tell you the story. At that time, I was working in the university, and it was, I think, Tuesday, and 9 o'clock, and my office was in the third floor, and I was an elevator. There are five Americans, six Americans, uh, three of them girls, female and male, and they were talking about, oh, we have a spot for six people, and five people showed up, and six didn't show up, so we can manage it. And I just made a joke. I said, okay, I will be the sixth person. I mean, when you are in an elevator, you always crack the joke.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
will be a sixth person. And want to know what you can do. I said, I can provide education to those children who are living in the remote area without education. There is no electricity, no internet, no school system, but I have a system where I can provide them education. He looked at me. He said, really? I said, yes. He said, can you come to this program at 2 o'clock and just tell us what you're doing? I said, yeah, I can do that. So at 2, there was like bunch of people, and there were 6 who were basically talk shop kind of thing. 5 of them, they presented their ideas, and I was the last one. And all 5 of them, they were given 2 minutes, and they grilled them because they had some loopholes. When I was invited, I spent 1 minute and 50 seconds, and I got standing ovation.
Oh, wow.
And out of 6, 3 of them, they had tears in their eyes. And one of them, he stood up, he said, Dr. Qamar, if you, at first he saluted me, he said, if you can provide education to these children without internet, electricity, and school, then forget about the money. Money will be after you. Just get the job done. That was the motivation for me. So then I got the job done, and the money started coming, boom, 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 from here. And so my target audience is, because I am from Pakistan and the project is mostly in Pakistan at the moment. So I'm trying to approach the Pakistani communities in North America who are living in different cities. I'm requesting them if they can join the cause and just pick one just one child, hold his hand. It doesn't cost you. It's just $100 per year. $100 per, just hold his hand and then forget about it. And I can guarantee you, if you hold hand one child, in few years, you will see another Dr. Amina in the United States, another doctors in other state, and engineers, scientists, because we are all here for 2 reasons: opportunity and education.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah. So I think we owe it to our community and to every single child who does not have the opportunity, to provide them with the opportunity. It's because of nothing that we have done that we got the opportunity. It was just a stroke of luck. So now, I think we owe it to them, to those children who were not as fortunate as us, that we provide them with that opportunity. Thank you so much, Dr. Qamar. I hope this message reaches a huge audience, and you get a lot of help in your project. It's an amazing, incredible project, an incredible effort. Congratulations again.
Thank you so much for having me, and I hope the message will go to the masses through you, and thank you so much. Our job is just to convey the message. And that's what I've been doing for the last 6 years. I started with one school, like 50 students and one teacher. Now, alhamdulillah, we are at 5,500 students and 170 plus schools and one person, but now we have a team. And frankly speaking, I didn't do anything. I was just talking to people and making azan, telling them, hey, just keep conveying your messages. And this is from Allah, then Allah will put the message in the heart of the people. And that's what we are doing today. And inshallah, I'm sure because of you, because you put a lot of efforts in there, that this message will go a long way to other people. As long as this message is there, people keep listening. And you would not know, trust me.
Yes.
You would not know. Somebody will, I heard some message, some Dr. Amina, Dr. Shahid Qamar, they were talking about this, and but I took the message, I did it, so today we are here, and you will get the reward.
We were hoping that your message will spread exponentially, and we can help this underprivileged population, unforgotten population that deserve every opportunity that we have gotten. Thank you again. It was a pleasure talking to you.